Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Stonekeep, and when last we left off, we were searching the sewers beneath Stonekeep in search of the cylinders that we can use to drain the water out from here. It took a lot of searching, but we did eventually find both of them. We need to now head out of here and get to where the cylinders are used, the sewer control system. We're going to have to be very careful about where we navigate, because we don't want to encounter those slimes again. There we go, much better. We're going to... oh, there is a serpent that I missed. Hello, how are you? You're going to get an arrow to the everything, and then you'll die. Or you're going to avoid that, and we're going to have to fight you in close combat. That's fine, however, because we can just recover these arrows and move on. We went a little bit too far. And we went to where those arrows were, the ones that we left after throwing them at all those serpents, and there was one serpent left. That's fine though, we'll be back there later. But first we need to go and heal up, and then use all of the cylinders that we have, all 2 of them. You can't avoid finding the cylinders, and you can't not get Farley in your party. You could explore the sewers without Farley, but you do ultimately need him, as he has a key that you need to progress. And without Farley, you can't unlock the door. It's a key that he has, and it's not one that you can find as you're exploring around. We've got back to the fountain, time to heal back up to full. Marvellous. 140 and 120. Not bad. Now we're going to head to those sewer controls, which are down here, past the shargas that were guarding that iron key. There are 2 sets of controls, and each one takes 1 cylinder. Let's put one in here. Excellent. And press the button. That's active. And now let's do the same over here. Then we can head back down. We just want to press this here, and then press. You can hear the water draining away. Now there'll be no more water in the sewers, which means that we can explore that much easier. We can also attack those slimes. I don't really want to attack those slimes though, because if memory serves, those slimes are a bit of a problem. They sometimes have the habit of crashing the game. I really don't want them to crash the game, so if I can avoid fighting them, I will. We are now back in the sewers, and there are now no more puddles of water everywhere, which means that you can now hear our footsteps, as these drains here have now drained away all of the water. Moved a little bit too far there. We will turn here and head down this corridor, as we want to go and find a few things. Namely, we want to go and find this route that we missed here. Excellent. We also want to go and get all of those arrows back, but not just those arrows. There are a few more goodies that we can find in this northern area. There's one of the arrows, always nice to see that. We can go this way and get our arrows, or we could go this way first and find an unfortunate sight indeed. This.
These must be the remains of those who tried to flee Stonekeep.
They are indeed. There are also 3 skulls here. These might be the skulls that Wahuka was referring to when he said he wanted the skulls of 3 men long dead. There are 3 skulls here, and 5 skeletons. I don't want to know where the other 2 skulls went. We'll grab these. We'll also grab this hammer, because we always want more of them. And we'll also grab this broken sword. It really didn't help the person who was using it anyway. We're going to go and get those arrows back now, but not just those arrows. There are a few more goodies up here. Here are all of our arrows, just scattered about everywhere. We should be back up to just missing 2 by the time we grab all the ones that are here. Let's have a look at our inventory and double check. We should have about 34 arrows? We have 34 arrows. But over here is something that we can use to store all of our darts. Very handy. We'll just put that there, and we'll put these darts in here. Now if we wanted to use darts, we have a handy receptacle with which we can store them, much like the bag for throwing rocks. Let's keep going, shall we? We could go down here and encounter the slimes. I really don't want to encounter those slimes right now, but we could explore a little bit and find something that's quite valuable. It's not this way. I've not gone far enough west. We want to go down here, and we want to head over to this passageway over to the western side, and just stick to this part. Down here we go. We will find a skull. We might as well pick that up. We will also find a skeleton here. And over here we will find a mana circle. We don't need it right now because we're at full mana, but we might require it later. There we go, 1 mana circle. Is our runestaff as ready as it can be for combat? Because we're going to be fighting something rather tricky pretty soon. Let's just double check, shall we? If we just look at this, it is not yet ready. We haven't yet used that meta rune. We want to use the meta rune on our fireball spell. There we go. Now it is twice as effective. We want to hold on to the rune staff for now. We definitely want that fireball. We don't want to go this way. We want to head here. Remember when Farley said that he could tell there was something there? He wasn't joking. That has now opened up and we can head in that direction. We don't especially want to head in that direction yet because there's a really tricky enemy there. But we have to defeat that enemy to complete the game. And I've moved too far once again. I keep doing that. Let's turn around and head this way instead. And head to the area that is now opened up. The lair of the monster that killed a lot of people that tried to escape through the sewers. It is this way. A little bit further along. Although there is a skeleton there. Might as well grab that. There we go. Excellent. Let's go this way. Once we step into that area, the music is going to change. And that area is here. We're going to save before we go too far into here, because this area is nasty. If you're not ready for here, you will die. We are now in the lair of the creature that resides in the central part of the sewers. We need to be very careful, because when it finds us, it will try and devour us. It's not here right now, so we can sort of explore. There are lots of little nooks and crannies here that you can hide in. They're not really going to help you, though. There are also these mushrooms. They're not going to help us either. The only thing that's going to help us are some quick reflexes and the ability to throw lots of things. We could engage this monster in melee. It's really not a good idea. Is it here? There it is, the Otague. Let's just use all of our fireballs and deal some damage to it really quickly. That really helped in softening it up. Now all of its tentacles have disappeared. We still can't defeat it yet. We need to attack it in melee a little bit. There we go. It deals a lot of damage in melee, though. A lot of damage indeed. What we want to do is we want to back up really quickly and use a couple of arrows. If we decided not to use fireballs, all of those tentacles would have attacked us for a lot of damage. Have at thee with arrows! We need to use a lot of arrows. A lot of arrows indeed. Even though we've done a lot of damage, we still need to deal even more. But now the Otague is dead. More importantly, we found a very significant item. The Otague will be holding on to something that we need. The dragon statuette. We need the dragon statuette to complete the game, as only the dragon statuette will let us reach the dwarven realms. There is nothing more here for us boss-wise. We also gained a point of sword for hitting that skeleton. Not a very difficult target to hit, but hey, I'll take the free level. We want to get all of our arrows back. Do we have all of them back yet? We also probably want to recharge that rune staff and do a bit of healing. We took a lot of damage. We are missing 2 arrows. Where are those arrows? Did we throw them before? Ah yes, the 2 arrows are the ones that are in the southern area. Never mind, I'm being silly. We have all the arrows that we would have had. Let's just explore all of these little areas so I don't feel inclined to go and have a look here again. Because that was a tricky fight, and we managed to deal with it quite well. I made a mistake though. You do not want to get in melee with the Otague. That Otague will destroy you. And if memory serves, you can actually go to this area with the water up. I would not recommend it. The Otague is far faster when the water is up, and you can't hit the lower part of it, which means that you will die. And you do need to kill it, because if you don't kill it, you won't be able to get that dragon statuette. There's an area up here that we could go and explore. Let's just quickly have a look here. This may link up to... no, this doesn't link up to the area with the slimes. That's fine. There is a skull here. We might as well grab it, I suppose. There's no real reason to hold on to them, except just grabbing everything that we come across. This area...
Master's Torgras that you be here. Die, stunty!
This is the other side where that sharga was, the very large sharga. So we're going to throw this arrow, and then we're going to throw this arrow, and 4 hits with the arrow is enough to slay this sharga. This sharga, I believe, is guarding where the Otague is. Unfortunately, we came from the other side, and I don't think the sharga was anticipating that, and so we defeated it easily. It's not a very difficult sharga to defeat, as you saw. Let's explore the southern area while we're here, shall we? A little bit of a look around, and we may be able to find the arrows that we used before. Let's go down here and just have a look, because there is something we do need to check. There is 1 arrow. Excellent, we'll have that back. And nothing there, which is fine. Round here somewhere is, oh, there's a skull, that's always handy. Hear that wind? We're back here. And there is that treasure chest that we want to unlock, and some more roots that I missed before. We can't open it because it's locked. Fortunately, Wahuka gave us the key that we put on our key ring. Let's open it up, shall we? There we go. There are a number of good things in here. Let's grab them. Firstly, there is one of these fire daggers. There's also a scroll.
Shrink rune. Target is shrunk.
It's a very handy rune. It's a Fey rune as well. It is not a Manish rune or a Meta rune. There is also 1 and a 2nd flask of oil. We're going to mark down right now what that rune does. The different runes are under different categories, and they also have very different designs for their icons. It's very easy to tell when a Fey rune is a Fey rune. Let's write this here. A shrink rune. Always handy to have. We also need to find 1 arrow. Somewhere around here we left an arrow quite carelessly. Is it here? Well, there's a sword. Let's grab that sword, shall we? And there is our final arrow. We now have all the arrows that we were missing before. We also want to find the way out of here. And more importantly, the way that we're going to use to get to the final way out of the ruins of Stonekeep. We're not going to find that here, however. We could finish exploring around where the Otague is. There's also that little area that I didn't have a look at. There's also down here. I think we're going to have to go down there eventually. As much as I don't want to, because that's where the slimes are. And the slimes really don't like being encountered, or attacked, or anything like that. They just like to crash the game, as far as I know. I think they did that in the original. I can't be sure, though. Let's go this way. Ah, you have more goodies. You have a skull, and you have a healing root. Always nice to grab those. Let's just quickly go back here. We could use the mana circle to replenish our health, and that's actually not a bad idea. Somewhere around here, I believe, yep, 1 more space forward. We've now completely finished exploring that area. Let's go. Out of here, by going this way and then north. Always a good idea to keep an eye on the map here in the sewers. Even without the water, you need to make sure you're not walking around in circles, like I tend to do here. We are now out of the Otague's lair. That said, it's now just a corridor because the Otague is dead. We want to head down where the slimes are, but I'm very wary to do so because the game will likely crash if I try to fight them. Maybe it's just one of them that it doesn't like fighting. Either way, we're going to go this way and heal up as much as we possibly can. You can try to use the shrink rune on the Otagu, I think. I've never actually managed to get it to work. And so, the mana circle is here. I wonder if this is where Major Carius eventually perished, trying to reach the mana circle to heal himself. Either way, we're going to, oh, we already have it equipped. Never mind, let's just do some healing, shall we? There we go. You first, and then us. And we've run out of mana. That's okay though. We now have full mana. Excellent. This is one of the ways that you can keep healing. That said, it does take a little while to backtrack towards the mana circles, especially when you're a long distance away. We still only have 1 point of magic. That will surely change. Alright, we now have the shield equipped, and as much as I don't want to, we have to explore this area here. We at least need to map it out so that we can go and explore elsewhere. Let's just very quickly save, and try our best not to have things crash. We want to go this way, and this way. There are 3 slimes, and we haven't found them yet. They're nearby, though. There is an upper area here, and there's also... oh, there's one of them. There's one of them. And that is not the one that crashes the game. I actually feel like saving right now. I want to narrow down the one that will crash the game. There's nothing here. Oh, there's a second one. Maybe if I kill them one at a time, the game will be fine. Who knows, eh? And I'm accidentally dropping the axe rather than throwing it. Much better. 2 of them have been defeated. There's still 1 more to go. Let's see if we can defeat that final one, shall we? The final one is probably around here somewhere. Ah, there it is! Okay. Carefully does it. Where is that axe? We want to defeat this foe as quickly as possible. And there we go! Are you gone? You crashed the game. You're the one that crashes the game. Nice to know. So now we know to avoid attacking that one. Let's just go over here and very quickly head to the south, ignoring that slime, and just have a quick look down here. There is nothing down here, which means that as long as we don't attack that slime, the game won't crash. So we're just going to head this way, pretend that the slime doesn't exist, and grab this skull, and then turn to the north, and then ignore that final enemy. You can live, slime, because you have the ability to crash the universe, and I'd rather you didn't crash the universe. And so, we have to head back to where the Otagu is, because if memory serves, I've stepped a little bit too far that way as usual, but if memory serves, the way down to the next level is actually hidden where the Otagu resides. We need to go into a secret wall, and I probably did notice it at some point, but didn't connect the dots as to the sound of the rushing wind. I believe it's somewhere around here. So let's go that way, shall we? There is a big, big hole in the middle of the map that is likely to conceal where we need to go. Let's see if we can find it. Over here? Yes. It was indeed. We need to go this way. And this is where you need Farley. Because without Farley, you can't get through this door.
Before I was captured, I found the key to this door. Ah, here it is.
Excellent. We can now go through. Without Farley, you can't get that key, and you can't progress through the rest of the game. We want to just explore all of this area before we go and have a look at that pedestal area. We need to put the dragon statuette there. What is here? Nothing. But what is here? Somewhere where we can put something. Something that we just got. This. The way is open.
Here is the secret path. Behold, the Underlands.
And when we come back, folks, we'll be stepping into the Underlands. the next major area of the game. We may even encounter some new allies there. Or we may encounter some new enemies there. Or we may encounter both. But with the area behind us pretty much clear, apart from that one slime that destroys the universe, we're going to move on. And so, when we come back, folks, the Underlands. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. By the way, that dragon statuette will never stop making that noise. I can understand now why they didn't always have this passageway open. Later.